At 45, Edward Balogun had learned how to look unbothered. Wealth had taught him that skill as much as heartbreak had. As the chief executive of one of the city's most powerful banks, Edward lived a life many admired from a distance. Luxury apartments, tailored suits, quiet respect wherever he went. But beneath the polished exterior was a man who had once loved deeply and been wounded badly enough to change forever. 15 years earlier, Edward had given his heart to a woman who promised forever but delivered betrayal. She left him suddenly, publicly, choosing ambition over loyalty. The pain was sharp and humiliating, and it hardened him. From that moment, Edward decided love would never again find him unguarded. He buried himself in work, built walls of routine, and convinced himself that success was enough. And for a long time, it was. Then life introduced him to Amarachi Orji in the most ordinary way. Amara was 38, a single mother struggling quietly to survive. Life had never been kind to her, but she carried herself with dignity. Her husband had died years earlier, leaving her with a young son and responsibilities far heavier than her dreams. She lived in a small apartment, worked multiple jobs, and learned how to smile even when her heart was tired. Edward noticed her first not because she tried to be noticed, but because she didn't. She cleaned offices in his bank during the evenings, moving softly, always respectful. There was something gentle about her presence, something honest. She didn't ask questions. She didn't linger. Yet somehow, she brought peace into rooms Edward had always experienced as cold and transactional. Their conversations began slowly. A greeting here, a polite exchange there. Then stories followed about her son, about his workdays, about life. Edward found himself waiting for those moments, surprised by how easily Amara listened without judgment. She didn't see him as a powerful banker. She saw him as a man. Amara, on the other hand, resisted what she felt. Edward lived in a world far removed from hers. He had money, influence, security. She had responsibilities, fear, and scars. Love felt dangerous. But Edward was patient. He never rushed her, never crossed boundaries. He respected her motherhood, her exhaustion, her silence. When Edward finally asked her to dinner, it wasn't extravagant. Just a quiet restaurant, warm lighting, and conversation that flowed without effort. That night, Edward spoke about his past heartbreak, not with bitterness, but with honesty. Amara listened, understanding pain without needing explanation. Their love grew gently, without drama or display. Edward met Amara's son and treated him with kindness, never trying to replace anyone, only to be present. That mattered more to Amara than anything else. Then one afternoon, truth arrived unexpectedly. While looking through old photographs in Amara's home, Edward recognized a familiar face beside her in one picture. His heart skipped painfully. It was her sister, the woman who had broken him 15 years ago. Amara froze when she realized what Edward had seen. Fear filled her eyes. She explained everything. How her sister had always chased status, how they had grown distant, how she had never approved of the way people were hurt along the way. Edward was quiet for a long moment. He thought he would feel anger, or resentment, or old wounds reopening. Instead, he felt calm. "That was another life," he said gently. "This is the one that matters." Amara cried then, not from fear, but relief. Edward chose love over history. He chose peace over pride. He chose the woman in front of him, not the pain behind him. They married quietly months later. No press, no spectacle, just family, warmth, and sincerity. Edward did not rescue Amara from poverty. He honored her strength. Amara did not heal Edward's past. She gave him a future. Love did not come to Edward loudly. It came softly, humbly, and honestly. And for the first time in many years, he allowed himself to believe that some hearts are not meant to be guarded forever. Sometimes, love is not about forgetting the past. Sometimes, it is about choosing not to live there anymore.